So I'm going to go through a full look with you, but as we go along, I'm going to be sharing small changes in terms of my technique that actually make such a big difference. So I already have my skincare on. We're going to go straight in with primer. And I'm using my Refy Blur and Hydrate primer. Now this already has a really nice kind of like metal tip on there, so I sometimes like to use this. But I want to show you another way, which I think actually works with any primer. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add this just to certain areas. Wherever you feel that you need it, I usually start from the center and then kind of work my way out. Then I'm gonna get my gua sha, and I feel like everyone should have one of these because it is such a game changer when it comes to getting that instant kind of lift and sculpt before you actually put your makeup on. So it's not permanent, obviously, which is a shame, but it is a really good way to get that instant lift and really help you with your makeup. And the reason this really helps you with your makeup is because when you've got that instant lift, you apply makeup differently, because where you're applying it kind of changes compared to when you would apply it when you haven't used this. Because if you haven't used this, your face is in its normal condition, its normal kind of like placement. Your features are in the normal placement. But when you use something like this to lift and sculpt, they are slightly lifted and more pushed up. And because of that, your application is going to be just a little bit different. So as much as this is a very small change, it does make a really big difference with how your makeup looks. You're going to sculpt better with your sculpting product. You're going to contour better. So let's get on with it. Now, first thing I'm going to do is just kind of smooth this up here. I would say you can easily use your usual kind of gua sha routine, or you can just kind of like focus on your lift. And I feel like this is a great way to just kind of like get that all in one. You're applying your primer, but you're also getting that really nice sculpt and lift. Okay, so now this is where we're really focusing on that lift, because we're really sculpting the cheekbones. So I'm really knocking my earrings as I'm going along with this. There you go. I'm happy with that. Next, I want to apply a liquid highlighter because I love how this looks on the skin. And this is my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in 6. And we're just going to apply this everywhere. What I like to do is smooth this over the forehead. And then I use my gua sha to lift just a bit more. This product immediately kind of gives me that kind of like color to my skin. Like before I apply this, I always feel like I look super pale. So I feel like this is a really good way to kind of bring back that healthy glow to your skin. Okay, the rest of the areas, I just use my finger. That for me gives me that instant lift, and I love how it just sculpts my face a little bit better. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button because it means you won't miss my next video. Let's carry on with this. So we're doing things a little bit different today. So I'm doing a different kind of order just because I feel like this order in itself is a technique that I feel like really does make a change in the way that your makeup looks. So you've seen what I've done with the gua sha. I've added like a liquid highlighter, which gives me that immediate kind of healthy glow and color back into my skin. It just kind of almost makes me look a bit more alive. And then we're going to go in with a concealer. We're doing our concealer first because we're going to be doing a little bit of underpainting today. I'm using my Guerlain Terracotta Concealer. This is in 2.5N. Now I am just going to very quickly do my eyelids because that's the kind of like one area that I always like to just get out of the way. So what I do here is I get my beauty blender, dampen it with my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, go into my concealer on the back of my hand, get it onto my eyelids. And I actually set this area first. Now this is going to look a little bit kind of like different in terms of color when you compare it to the rest of my skin now. The reason for that is because I've got this really warm kind of bronzer all over my skin. So right now we're going to set this I'm going to use my Huda Beauty Easy Bake. We're going to go into our concealer and we're going to conceal and lift. So I've just gone on the sides of the nose here because what my focus is on right here is just to kind of like give me that coverage but brighten up the center of my face. This little dash here is to lift. So is this here. Now, what I like to do here is just add a little bit there and a little bit there. I don't really like to apply a lot on the nose. Okay, I get my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood complexion brush and I just kind of like keep this where it is, but just kind of almost dissolve it a little bit. The eyes I do kind of with the sponge here, I just buff that in. See how that hasn't made a drastic difference? It looks more drastic before you've blended it. Then I get my beauty blender, and this is where we want to try and keep it where it is, but just kind of almost like take it upwards and outwards so it connects to that outer kind of like little dash. Now, I don't want you to over blend this so that it totally disappears. You just want to kind of, you want the edges to soften, but that real brightness to stay there. This little technique of applying it before your foundation honestly gives you a really nice finish. Okay, we're gonna get a bronzer stick. This works as a really good contour too. It's my Dior Forever Skin Bronzer in 06, and it's like a stick, it's super easy. So I'm just gonna get a little bit here and there, and I go at the top of the ear. That's the kind of area that I'm starting from, but can you see it doesn't go all the way in? It's mainly on the perimeter that we're working on. Then at the end of the tail of the brow, and then just around there to slim down my forehead, and then beneath my jawline. We're also gonna go right here, so I'm just gonna do a little V. Okay, so I've got my Makeup by Mario F4 brush, and I'm going to use a smaller side, and this is where I'm literally just going to take this into the hairline. That's your focus here, is just take it into the hairline, take it into the perimeter of the face. It doesn't go inwards. It's going to look super soft, it's not going to look so harsh, but you're going to see what this does. So we're kind of keeping it in the same place. By the way, have you subscribed to thebeautybreakfastclub.com? You really need to. It's everything to do with beauty, health, wellness, mindset, a bit of fashion thrown in. You're going to love it. Free to subscribe, gives you access to one free newsletter every 5 to 10 days. But if you go for the paid version, which is the same as getting yourself one coffee a month, that actually unlocks the entire site. So you get every single newsletter, which is every other day, consistently. And you get to join the group chat on the platform. So that means you can ask me any questions on that group chat and I'll answer them. So yeah, I want to see you there. This area goes beneath the jawline. Let's get a smaller brush now. I'm going to use the smaller side of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood complexion brush. This is where you want to get a foundation that is kind of light to medium coverage, very lightweight on the skin, very kind of like, I would say, keep it as fluid as you can, because that's going to ensure that nothing looks heavy. We're going to use the Hourglass Illusion Luminous Glow Foundation, and my shade is 10. Now, because we've got so much warmth around the perimeter, right, what we want to do is really focus on applying this through the center and keeping the kind of least amount going outwards. And that way we're going to keep the depth there. So we're not going to be covering everything up like it's a mask. So I want to apply this to the back of my hand. Okay, so this little technique change that you're going to do is going to make a really big difference. I've got a powder puff here. I'm using a Huda Beauty one. And what I'm going to do is spray it so it's damp. There you go. I've just pressed on it to make sure it's not too wet. I'm then going to apply my foundation with this, not with a sponge. This is something that I feel like gives you quick coverage. I'm not going to say it's better than a sponge. I do feel like it's a once in a while thing, but I do think it's something that you're going to love. So I am just going to press this in because I do feel like it gives you a really natural finish. So I work my way from the center. Focus on the center first. And then you're going to slowly work your way out. So the least amount of product is going to go on the perimeter of the face. And that way you're going to keep that depth there. The only annoying thing about using a powder puff for foundation application is I personally wouldn't reuse it once it's been used. So I would put it in the wash it, and then you can reuse it. That's the only negative, like that's the only downside of using a powder puff, which is why I kind of say using Beauty Blender is probably something I would do on a daily basis, or using a brush. But it is a really good option if you want something that's going to kind of like give you a very quick foundation coverage, and it actually does give you a really nice finish and it works really well when you're underpainting, then I would try that. Can you see how the depth is still coming through? It hasn't kind of like completely masked my face. So now we want to apply a little bit of blush before we head into setting and locking everything in. Okay, I really want that kind of pinkish kind of blush that comes under or close to under the eye area. So I'm going to use my Dior Forever Blush Soft Filter in Lily. This is like a really nice pink. So I've got this on the back of my hand. I'm going to use that same powder puff. So this is where this works really well if you want that current kind of trend of that really nice kind of pink under eye look. We're going to apply this right along the under eye area, but quite high up. You can even go kind of like directly under the eye, but not along the center. It needs to stay along this outer section. See how that's just like really kind of given that more of a fresh look? I would suggest sticking to more of a pinkish blush for this type of look. See how that's really lifted that whole area? The reason I like using this for this type of look is because that corner really gets in to the under eye area. Like I said, you don't want it along the center. I'm going to show you something that's really going to help in a second. Okay, so I like that. If you feel like you've got a little bit maybe too much blush coming on the inside, I'm going to show you something. You can get your concealer, get it on your sponge, and just kind of like almost push back that blush, but don't go all the way to the end. This just kind of like pushes it back a little bit and helps that blend. See how we've got that really nice kind of like pink underneath the eyes? Now at this point, we want to set. So what we want to do first is make sure there are no creases on the under eye area. You're going to get a really nice glow with this as well, because we've got that highlighter underneath. First thing we want to do is set the under eyes. So really get into the powder. I've got a whole load of it here on my puff. Then I go into the palm of my hand to make sure there's not too much. And then I go along the center here. I stick to the center, to be honest. I don't apply too much to the perimeter of the face. Okay, then I get my Real Techniques brush. Now I really want that perimeter of my face to look a little bit more kind of like glowy. So what I do here, a quick technique that makes a big difference. I get my ZIIP Beauty City Set Spray. It's so ultra fine when it comes out. There's no droplets whatsoever. So you can really focus on where you apply it. I apply it mainly around the perimeter of my face. Then what I do is I get my Real Techniques brush, I dip into the powder, and this is where I will just continue the powder across the under eye here, because I don't want that area to kind of like crease up. And anywhere else, I feel like I need it. But mainly I keep the perimeter pretty kind of glowy. There you go. Okay, so when it comes to your brows, I feel like most people have their own way of kind of doing their brows, which is, I think, a very personal thing anyway. But I want to teach you the really easy technique that I use that is actually something that just changes things around a little bit. You've probably seen me on my previous videos do it, but I actually think it makes it a lot quicker. So the easiest thing to do, especially if you're dealing with sparse brows, is you basically outline your shape first. So this is where you use a pencil which isn't too dark, because otherwise it can just look really obvious. You kind of skim the skin. See that line there? And I basically just outline the shape. That's all I do. And then what I do is from that line, I literally just draw hair strokes upwards. And that is the quickest way to kind of like do your brows when you have sparse brows. Look at that. Okay, so brows are done. This is something that is a quick technique, but it actually makes such a big difference. I want you to get a wet wipe, right? Wrap it around your fingers like that. I want you to just gently kind of go over your lashes, and you're going to see that you've taken off makeup. That one little technique, that one little step is going to basically completely change your lashes. The reason being is because if you had put your mascara on now, even if you'd curled it and then put your mascara on, it would look very different to when you put your mascara on after cleaning them and then curling them. I have noticed the difference myself. Huge difference sometimes where I've forgotten to actually clean my lashes, and then I curl them and I put my mascara on and I'm like, why is my mascara not looking as good as it usually does? Why do my lashes look actually shorter than they usually do? And it's because I haven't cleaned them before curling my lashes. So that one little step makes such a difference. Now we're going to add mascara. I'm going to use my YSL Lash Clash because I just haven't used this in so long. I cannot begin to tell you how much of a difference this one little technique makes. I remember like not cleaning my lashes and using mascara, and I was like, oh my God, is this the end of this mascara? Like, does that mean that it's just no longer going to work on me? Because do you ever get that where sometimes like a product stops working on you and you're like, what has happened? Was this just a phase of greatness for this product? Or am I doing something wrong? And it turns out you're doing something wrong. Because a product just doesn't stop working randomly. It's because of what's underneath. Back to normal lashes. Okay, so I'm going to get my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Contour Duo. This is in, I don't know, I think this is medium tan that I use, yeah. Okay, then I get the other side, which is slightly lighter, and I blend in. And I just literally drag the lip line inwards. It's such an easy technique. Look at that, it's softened it immediately. No need to use a lip brush. I'm going to use my Rare Beauty Lip Souffle. And there you go. Really simple, easy techniques that make a huge difference. I personally love this type of finish because I feel like I'm still getting that really subtle kind of glow coming through on the perimeter of my face. I've got that really nice pink underneath my eyes. So we've got that nice kind of on-trend blush look, but it isn't over the top and it doesn't look ridiculous. Like it's not like so much and so kind of like plastered there that it just looks weird, because that can look weird in my opinion, but I feel like toning it down can make a really big difference to just using the right type of pink. But I really do hope you've enjoyed all these different techniques I've used today. Very simple ones, but they actually make a big difference. Don't forget that everything's listed in my description and the links are all there, so you can head on over and click on the links and it'll take you straight to it. If there's any discount codes, they will be listed there as well. I hope you've enjoyed this today. Let me know what you think of this look. Is there any particular trend you want me to actually show you? Let me know in the comments, because if I see the comment a lot, then I'll do it. So yeah, I will see you on the next one.